Condos and Townhomes. What took place last month with condos and townhomes in Las Vegas? Well, let's find out. I'm Justin Miller with the Chong Miller Group. And at the Chong Miller Group, we help people buy and sell homes, including condos and townhomes. Please smash the like button, subscribe to our videos, and now let's sit back and dive right into the information. This is the June 2022 real estate market update for resale condos and resale townhomes in the Las Vegas Valley. So in this video, we look at data for the month of May 2022. We draw comparisons month over month, so April through May of this year, and we look at information year over year as well to understand sort of a larger time frame. And so that would be from the end of May of 2021 through the end of May 2022. All right, first, let's look at condos. Now, median sale price at the end of May, beginning of June, end of May of 2022, $250,000 for condos. That's up. It's up $10,000. It's up from $240,000 at the end of April. So a $10,000 gain over this past month. That's up 4.2%. It's also up 44.6% year over year. End of May 2021, condo prices median $172,950, and we are now at $250,000. We are up 44.6%. Now, some people have been talking about how the market's crashing. And they've been talking about how the market's crashing since basically January. So there's another interesting number to look at here with regard to prices and how prices have been going up and up and up. And that is from the beginning of the year, the beginning of January 2022, we were at $215,000. We're now at $250,000. That means year to date, we're up 16.3%. So it's a phenomenal level of price appreciation in the first 5 months of this year. And by the way, we're at the fourth record high price for the months of this year at the end of May, the end of the fifth month. It turns out in revision to data that January was slightly lower than prices were in December of 2021. So January was not a record, but February was a record, March was a record, April was a record, and May was a record. And we are up 16.3% year to date. Very impressive price appreciation for condos. But are any condos selling? Because as I want to say, I can charge anything if it's not selling. Well, actually, condos are selling. Condo sales are strong. Condos sold in May of 2022, 491. That's up. That's up 7.0% from the 459 that sold in April of this year. Now, it is down a little bit from last year. It's down 7.7% from the 532 condos that sold last year. But remember, last year had record sales volume throughout most all of the year. And so year-over-year comparisons are a little bit challenging this year. We're very strong. We were strong last month, and we're up 7.0% from where we were at the end of April to the end of May. And by the way, this is a little bit of divergence from the single-family home category, where sales have come down a little bit. Sales of single-family homes in May were down 3.2%. So this suggests perhaps some level of migration from some portions of the single-family home market into some portions of the multifamily home market or condos. We'll see this with townhomes as well. So multifamily sales increased and condos were up 7.0% month over month. But what about inventory? because we know, for example, in single family homes, there's been some inventory build. We're still way below normal, but how's inventory looking for condos? We have, at the end of May, 577 condos in standing inventory, active listings ready for people to go and buy them. That's up. It's up a lot. It's up 24% from at the end of April when we had 465. That sounds like condos must be flooding into the market. I don't think you should get too concerned about that. We do have build in inventory, but if we compare it to last year, remember last year inventory was tight all year long, leading to 11 record high prices for condos during the course of the year of 2021. Last year, at the end of May 2021, we had 652 condos for sale in the marketplace. We're down 11.5% from the very low, the acutely low inventory levels that we had at this time last year. So inventory is actually really low. But of course, inventory, we see sales leave the inventory pool and we see new into market, new listings. And so how do new listings for condos look for the end of May of 2022? New listings, newly listed condos in the market, 665. That's up. It's again up significantly, 9.6% from what we had come into the market in April. From 607, we're up to 665. So 58 additional condos came into the market in May relative to what happened in April. We're up actually a little bit as well, up 8.5% from 613 that entered into the market in May of 2021. So we received 52 more condos into the market this May than we did last May. But last May's new into market were resulting in decreasing levels of inventory that were a little bit higher, suggests that our inventory is maybe stabilizing some, but by no means are we seeing lots of condos for sale. That's absolutely not the case. So the build, the new into newly listed condos, that's actually seasonally appropriate. We're getting about the right number that we should be getting at about this time of year, but it's on an inventory level that is acutely low and is not actually improving, and down 11.5% from where we were for inventory last year. Now, there's another statistic that I've been highlighting for the past 2 months, and that is back on market, and I want to comment about that here. Back on market in April was 45% for condos. We're down slightly from that. Back on market for May of 2022, 40% of sold. So that's a really elevated number. Normal back on market is going to be about 15 to 20%. We're running a little more than double for what back on market should be. And why do properties come back on market? Could be a variety of reasons, but what's actually elevated right now and what's showing up and causing these numbers to be double what they would normally be is appraisal challenges. And appraisal challenges are real. They're happening, and they are causing significant numbers, 40% of written contracts to fail, and those contracts then to mostly become back on market, to come back into the market where a seller is looking for a new buyer, and new buyers get to look at the property. So that's what's going on in the condo market at the end of May, beginning of June 2022. Very strong. We've got sales that are stronger than last year, where last year was record sales. We've got pricing, which is up really significantly from last year, where last year was seeing record sales prices throughout most all of the year, right? We're up 44.6% for condo sale prices from last year, and we're up 16.3% from the beginning of the year through the end of May, through 5 months. That suggests we're averaging more than 3% price appreciation monthly so far in 2022. Very strong market, very strong market. And remember, the things that cause prices to go up: demand, high levels of demand, and clearly we've got that because we're getting these sales, and tight inventory. So constrained inventory, which we absolutely have, we're down 11.5% from where we were last year at this time of year. That means that people are competing with each other over smaller numbers of units for sale, which also pushes prices higher. We know this is actually a demand-driven issue right now because we actually have higher prices at the same time we have higher sales. It's really clear the only way to explain that economically is this is demand-driven. So obviously supply constraints are contributing, but we have a very strong demand picture in the condo market. So let's turn our attention now to the other multifamily home segment that I look at every month, and that is townhomes. I'm Justin Miller with the Chong Miller Group. I produce these videos to put valuable real estate information into the public domain. If you find these videos to be interesting, helpful, or have usable content, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as they say in the YouTube universe, please smash the like button. That way I'll know to continue to produce videos like this. Thank you, and now back to our show. So how did the townhome market perform in May of 2022? Well, I'm glad you asked. Median sale price is $355,000. That's up $15,000 from the median sale price at the end of April, $340,000. We're at $355,000, up $15,000 in a single month. That's up 4.4%. By the way, like with condos, this is the fourth record high price, record high month this year at the end of the fifth month. January, we already had known was a little bit lower pricing than in December. So January was not a record, but February was a record, March was a record, April was a record, and May was a record. We're up 39.2% year over year. So we ended last May 2021, at $255,000 median sale price for townhomes. We are up $100,000 actually from that. In 1 year, we're up $100,000 on townhomes from $255,000 up to $355,000. That's a 39.2% increase in the price of townhomes, the median townhome, over the course of 12 months. And by the way, single family homes during that time were up also very strongly. They were up 25.0%. So single family houses were up 25%, while townhomes were up 39.2%. And by the way, single family houses were up May over May, year over year, $96,000, and townhomes are up $100,000. And again, we can look at this as what's been the appreciation so far this year. Year to date, meaning the beginning of January through the end of May, we're up from $307,000. We are up 15.6% year to date. Almost the same level of increases that we had on condos year to date, which are about $100,000 less or $105,000 less at the median for a condo relative to a townhome. So both parts of the multifamily home segment are moving up very strongly in terms of pricing. Very strong price appreciation here. $100,000 year on year, and $48,000 so far this year. 15.6% year to date. What about townhomes sold? Because there definitely were townhomes selling in May. There were 338 closed sales for townhomes, and that is up. It's up 10.5% from the 306 that closed in April. So again, divergence from single-family housing market where sales were down 3.2%. We're actually up 10.5% here. We had actually the 9th best month in terms of closed volume for townhomes that has ever been recorded in the Las Vegas Valley. Really strong townhome sales. Now, the number 338, it's not a real big number. It's because the townhome market in Las Vegas is not a really large market. But for that segment of the market, really strong sales. 9th best month ever in the Las Vegas Valley. We are down, though, from where we were last year at the end of May. In May of 2021, we had 365 sales that took place. So 28 sales more than took place in May of 2022. That's down 7.4%. But remember that 2021 was a record year for sales volume for all market categories. So this is, again, a very strong number. 9th best month ever. What about number of townhomes for sale? Now, there are some townhomes that are listed for sale, fortunately, because people obviously are wanting to buy these. There are 348 townhomes in standing inventory, active listings ready for sale at the end of May of 2022. That's up. It's up 13.7% from the 306 that were listed for sale at the end of April. But again, actually, we're not seeing a lot of help with inventory here. We are down 15.9% from the 414 that were listed for sale at the end of May of 2021. When it was already clear by May of 2021 that the townhome segment was not just having low inventory, but was showing acutely low levels of inventory. We're in a townhome inventory crisis, and that continues unabated here. We are down 15.9% from the 414 in standing inventory at the end of May of last year. Inventory problems actually are getting worse in the townhome segment as they are in the condo segment. So what about new into market? We did get some significant new listings into the market in the month of May. Newly listed resale townhomes, 432 in May of 2022. That's up 6.4% from the 406 that we had enter into the market in April of 2022. It's actually up 5.9%, almost 6%, 5.9% from the 408 that we had enter into the market in May of 2021. But that's a seasonally mild increase in the number of properties that are coming into the market at this time of year. And so that's not helping anything on this inventory issue, where we are running way below normal levels of inventory. And in fact, we're running considerably below where we were even at this time last year, down 15.9% for townhomes new, in the inventory for sale in Las Vegas at the end of May, beginning of June 2022. Now, the one other comment here is with regard to back on market. In April, back on market was 37% in the townhome space. It was 38% at the end of May. So during the course of May, 38% of townhomes that went into contract were falling out of contract and coming back into the market. Again, a really highly elevated number because normal is 15 to 20%. So if we kind of take that as being like a 17.5%, double that would be 35%. We're more than double. We're at 38% of townhome contracts are failing. And why are so many contracts failing? You need to ask yourself, you need to ask your agent, Why are so many contracts failing and properties are coming back into the market? 38% for townhomes. And by the way, single family homes, that number for May is 37%. Condos, 40%. There's a lot of units that are going into contract that are simply failing and falling out and coming back into the market. It's a highly elevated number. It's something to pay attention to, because it's suggesting that somewhere there's something broken in the market. Clearly it's not on the demand side, because we have sales going up. Both segments of the multifamily housing market, sales went up in May relative to where they were in April. And they did that with record high prices, right? Clearly this is a demand driven market, but we're very inventory constrained. We are down year over year on inventory for both condos and townhomes, and low inventory also pushes up prices. But we have prices going up with sales going up. The only economic way to explain that is this is demand driven at this point in time. This is not just simply supply constrained. That's adding to the price increases, but it's not the explanation for what's going on in this market. Very high levels of demand are pushing up those prices, and price growth is actually really incredible. Year to date, up 39% for townhomes, up 44%, 44.6% for condos, and year to date up 12.9% for single family houses, actually. So I am Justin Miller with the Chong Miller Group, and at the Chong Miller Group, we help people buy and sell homes, including condos and townhomes. If you're a buyer, there's a shortage of inventory, and to be able to find what you're looking for, you should be working with a real estate agent. And to be able to get into contract in this very competitive market where condos and townhomes are both drawing multiple offers frequently, you need to be working with an agent who really understands what they're doing. And to protect yourself from the high level of probability, 38 to 40% probability in May, of your contract falling apart and ending up back in market, meaning you're, as a buyer, going back and looking for another property after you've gone through all the effort of getting into a contract. You should be working with an agent who really understands what's going on in this market. If you're a seller, you want to make sure that you are pricing exactly right. This market is getting a little bit more nuanced over this past month, and there are a lot of agents who are not understanding how this market's evolving, and they're trying to get in front of the market either on the high side, thinking that everything is just completely as it was earlier in the year, or they're trying to get in front of the market on the low side, thinking for some reason the prices are going down. Prices are not going down. If you're a seller, you've got a great property that can be sold and can net you significant funds, but you need to be marketed exactly right. So you want to be working with an agent who understands how to sell your investment, your property, your condo or your townhome. Please reach out to us. Give us a call. Let us know what your issues are. We'll talk with you. We'll work with you. We'll figure out what the best strategy is for putting your property onto the market and getting it sold. Any comments, please feel free to leave them below. Again, please smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.